All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Castle Chatter. And today we are talking about all things Epic Universe at Universal Orlando. And trust us, we have tons of thoughts. Melissa and I are spilling all the tea about the parks as we were able to access the parks before the general public. Kylie is going to be here as our resident bystander, and she's going to be asking us some questions that you guys might be thinking at home and things that can help you guys prepare for your upcoming trips. Quick disclaimer. We are not affiliated with or sponsored by Universal Destinations and Experiences. Everything that we talk about on this podcast tonight is going to be off of firsthand experiences, research, and things that we hear back from our own clients. So if Epic Universe is on your radar, tune in. All right. So, hi guys, I'm Katie. If you don't know, I was able to get into Epic Universe their first week of previews for travel agents. And as just like a, hey, you live close from my agency, can you go and do all this research for us? And Melissa also kind of had the same opportunity from her agency. And so we're going to let Kylie ask us some questions. And if you guys have questions, we're always here to help you guys plan your trips. And hopefully we've got some good information for you guys.
Okay, so I've heard like bits and pieces of your guys' trips, and I know Epic is epic. So we want to know all the details, all the small things, all the big things. I personally have planned several trips for clients, but have never gone myself. So to get down to the nitty gritty and hear all the little details and ask the questions that I often get asked, and I'm sure you guys do too. So why do you feel like families should experience Epic over the experiences they're already getting at Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure? Just to be specific, I often get asked, why do I need to see Epic? Harry Potter stuff's already at Universal. Or why do I need to do this? I've already seen bits and pieces of that here. So what makes Epic take it to the next level? And how does it differ from the parks that are already offered?
So not even thinking about like Harry Potter, if you took that entire section away, the rest of the park is stunning. Like Super Nintendo, it's like you walk straight into the video game. And while Universal is immersive at all three of their parks, Epic is like you're walking into totally different worlds with each portal that you go through. I highly, highly, highly recommend checking it out. The How to Train Your Dragon section is one of my favorite sections. It's like you walked into the Alaberg. I mean, and you don't really get that at any of the other parks, not to the level that Epic does it.
Yeah, and I think kind of going with the Harry Potter stuff, at the other two parks, you're going to get more of like your traditional Harry Potter backstory. Whereas at Epic Universe, you still get like the later books, the later movies through Ministry of Magic, but you are getting bits and pieces of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. And you'll see that with some of their shows and stuff that they have. So for the people that are like really into Harry Potter and go beyond just the core movies, you're getting a lot out of Fantastic Beasts from there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I love that. I have to say also that like just the portals alone, just like walking into those lands really like sets the tone of like what you're entering into. And I feel like Universal does a really good job about that. Like you're really immersing yourself into a movie, into a video game, into you know, the Ministry of Magic, like you're in the movie flushing yourself down the toilet and you land in the, you know, wherever you're at. So I feel like that's huge. So even that alone is like already like sets the tone of what you're about to experience. So that's really cool. Leading into that, what is one ride of all the rides in the park? You can only pick one. If you were to tell someone like, without a doubt, you have to do this ride.
You're going to be shocked by Katie's answer.
Actually, well, no, yeah, it is my number one.
Don't
Stardust Racers. Stardust Racers. It is great for those like adrenaline junkies, people who like things like Velocicoaster. There is, and it's a hot take, okay, I think it's better, but people will argue that Velocicoaster has more G-force, more in like inversions, whereas with Stardust Racers, you have two tracks. One has more G-force, one has more inversions. The one with the G-force is the green track. It's the best track. And despite like what you might see on social media with it having such like negative connotation behind it with things going on, it's a pretty darn good ride, but their queue is long. It's a coaster.
Think like dueling dragons, so they're like racing against each other, two separate tracks.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah,
Good
it's
info.
better at night
Oh.
because the hydraulics on the roller coaster light up like stars or like shooting stars. So it's really cool to see like everything at night. I have a clip. We'll put it in at the end.
Yeah, it's a great ride.
Melissa?
My
ride?
favorite is Monsters Unchained. It is fabulous. It is such a good ride, and it's like not even the ride itself. It is the animatronics in that ride. It is next level and amazing. I have a whole ride POV put up on my TikTok. So if anybody wants to check that out, Travel by Missy, it's an amazing ride if you haven't been able to ride it yet.
And that's the ride with like Frankenstein and all that stuff.
It's
Okay.
so good. Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
something to keep in mind with that though is even if your kid is tall enough to go on the ride, it might be too scary for them.
Oh,
because even me
absolutely.
as an adult, I was like, there's a lot of gore because it's Universal, it's not Disney. They get really into the gore and the spookiness. It really makes you feel like you're in these movies with these
Oh yeah,
monsters.
even the queue could be terrifying.
Yes.
So like, yeah, small kids, I would not suggest riding it. but
I am
it
not a
is-
horror person. I get really scared, so
It's so good though.
might
Yes.
not do that one.
Yeah.
See, I'm like counting down the days. Like I might go in March before our cruise, and I just need to go to Ministry of Magic. But like I cannot wait 3 hours.
I haven't
so,
even
like,
done
I'm gonna
it,
need,
so-
I'm gonna need a fast pass.
Yeah. I think
Express
too.
pass.
With Monsters Unchained, I know some people don't like the being like kind of like closed in. And so you're in like that car as if you're on like Forbidden Journey.
Yeah,
And
exactly
you're
like
moving
Forbidden
on an arm. It's the exact same kind of track. But I will say they've worked out kinks that are still in Forbidden Journey where it's like
Yes.
more like jumpy and jolty.
Yeah.
This is very smooth.
And the
Okay.
motion sickness is not as bad. Like Forbidden Journey
No.
makes me sick, whereas this one does not make me
Yes.
sick. So.
I get motion sickness so bad. Okay, so with that, then I'm assuming you would say Express Pass, at least right now, with the wait times we're seeing, is 100% worth it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like worth the money.
Yes.
It's expensive, but like wouldn't do it any other way.
Without Express Pass,
Nope.
you may get a ride or two done like all day. It's not worth it without it.
Yeah, or even just like when you guys were talking about the lady on the bus in our last podcast waiting 300 minutes with her kids to get on Ministry of Magic. Like,
Yeah,
Express
That
Pass it.
literally
Like,
makes me cringe.
There are no rides that are worth that. I'm sorry.
Minutes. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Okay. This is one for my Instagram girlies. What is the best land for the Instagram pics?
Super
Go
Nintendo.
viral.
Super
How to
Nintendo.
Train
The
Your
bright
Dragon.
colors. It's perfect for your Instagram pictures. Listen, How to
I
Train
know
Your
that a
Dragon
lot
is
of-
beautiful.
I was gonna say I know a lot of TikToks were going viral with people meeting Toothless, so that was gonna be my next question. Like, what characters have you guys seen? Are there character meets? Like, people can wait in line to meet these characters, and who are they?
you can meet Toothless. That is a long wait, and it's all
Absolutely.
out in the sun. It is all out in the sun. Pretty much all of How to Train Your Dragon, that whole land,
Yep.
is all out in the sun. There is no shade. So if you're wanting to wait for Toothless, totally worth it. Because Hiccup comes out there with him sometimes,
That's
and it's
adorable.
absolutely magical. Just be prepared for that sunburn to work its way. It's bad.
Over in Dark Universe, they have a lot of characters that are roaming characters. So you're not really meeting them, but they do come out and interact with you, and I think that's great. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you
And
see like
Princess
Igor.
Peach, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
Princess
Peach
Peach
and
does-
Mario. Any characters in Harry Potter area that come out, or no?
I didn't see any on my experience there.
I didn't either, but I didn't spend a ton of time in that section specifically, so.
In my opinion, that area is not built to where it's fully supposed to be yet. So I think more will come eventually. That's just my own personal theory.
We know someone that works there, and she told us, like, for the first time in 120 days, we had no shutdowns, and we were like, what?
Yeah.
That many days? Are you
Ministry of
serious? And she
Magic.
goes, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
I know when I was there, it was down all day, so I didn't even get to ride it, so.
Yeah, and fun fact, with anything Harry Potter related at Universal, Epic Universe, they have a working deal with J.K. Rowling that says that she will allow Universal to utilize her stuff, but it has to be the biggest and the best area in each of the theme parks. It has to be the central focus. So that's why I think there's more to
Yeah,
come
it's
for that
really
area.
not. It is not anywhere near the central focus of Epic
No.
right now. Like, it's the little side part that
Yeah.
most people are skipping, honestly.
Yep.
Except for
Yep.
Ministry of Magic. Everything else is just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, how many days minimum should you spend in Epic?
2.
Two.
Bare minimum. 2 days at least, right?
Yes.
Especially
if you
with
want
these
to do
wait
it
times,
all.
you're probably looking more like 3 days if you're going to be able to get on everything. So, and experience all the, parks. So,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Like if you're doing the full, all 3 parks, maybe Volcano Bay, I'd say no less than a week. In
Oh,
Universal.
Right.
It used to be a few days you could do Universal. No, it's definitely a week
Yeah.
park now. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
So, I actually have a client that I booked for next month in February. He's doing Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and Epic. He's surprising his 2 kids. They have no idea, so they're going next month. But initially he was like, "Oh, just 1 park a day," and I'm like, "I really think you should do park to park because if for some reason Epic has like a down moment and you're waiting several hours, like you could be utilizing that time in the other parks, and you haven't experienced any of this yet. So like 3 days is already kind of like limiting yourself to what you're going to be able to get on." So luckily we were able to get him like the park to park, and because of that they actually gave him like a promotion for that, like $75 or $100
Yeah.
off. And then on top of that, the hotel was 30% off. They're staying at Cabana Bay. And then they got that, and then they got early entrance for staying at Cabana Bay. So all in all, like the trip promotion worked out really well, and the price worked out really well. But at first I was like, dude, this is more of like a 4 or 5 day like ticket package. I'm like, 3's okay, but you need to do a park hopper at the very minimum. Park
oh, I
to
have
park
people
is-
all the time who are like, "Oh, I want to do 1 day at Universal," and I'm like, "But there's so much you don't want to do 1 day at Universal. You're not gonna get to do everything."
Yeah. And then you
I
get
have
the people that get butt hurt because they can't get on the train
Yeah.
And then they
in
tell you later.
Hogsmeade because you
Yes.
can't go park to park. If you want to experience all that, you have to have
That's
park
what
to
my
park.
biggest thing was. It's like, are you guys Harry Potter people? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you want to ride the Hogwarts train? And he's like, yes. And I said, then you need the park to park ticket.
And it's so worth it.
Trust
It's
me.
such a cute ride. Like, do not.
It's the
skip it.
best.
It's
It's the
adorable.
best. I have another
Yes.
client right now that's like doing 4 or 5 days at World. And she's like, we'll just throw in 1 day at Epic. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, what's the goal with that? Like, is the goal with that just to kind of experience it and like see it and take pictures? Because if that is, that's great. But if your goal is to get on at least 3 or 4 rides, like, girl, 1 day is not enough. Like, it's not
No,
going to do
not
it
at
for you.
all.
But
Not with the
I
crowds
guess they
the
will
way that it
figure
is
that
now.
out.
It is a smaller
No.
park, and someday, a few years down the road, you may be able to do it in 1 day. But right now, absolutely.
Definitely.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's too new.
Okay, with that, what is the best time of year to go to Epic, would you say?
During
with
school
that
season.
Florida humidity.
School during
season.
school time.
During the week for sure. Week better
Yep.
than weekends.
I'd say Tuesday through Thursday.
My favorite time of year to tell people is September. I know you risk hurricanes, but
Mm-hmm.
the crowds are less. It's starting to get a little bit cooler outside, and it's generally a lot
Oh
cheaper.
my god.
And half the time,
humidity alone.
Orlando
That-
kind of skirts out of the
Yeah.
way of hurricanes anyways.
Yeah, the chances
Yeah,
of the
and
hurricane
with
actually
that-
hitting are not anything.
With you saying everything's majorly in the sun too, I'm like, the humidity is immediately what hits me. Like,
Oh, it's
can you
so
imagine
bad.
waiting 300 minutes for a ride in that humidity? Like, I would cry. I would cry.
Nope.
I was on an early flight to Epic, spent the whole day there, and literally almost passed out because it was so hot. I was tired and exhausted, and
Yep.
it's not a good combo.
Well, segueing a little bit, if you're really hot and you need to cool down, you could go to the How to Train Your Dragon area
Fire
and go on
drill.
Fire Drill.
You'll get absolutely
Love
drenched,
that.
but it's fabulous.
So drenched. I was
For that time of
soaked
year,
for like
who
2
cares?
hours.
Oh yeah, dude, it was amazing.
Yeah, so if you need to cool off, head on over, get on Fire Drill.
Then go sit down
Hit
and
your
get a
own
macaroni and
target.
cheese cone and chill out for a
Yes.
few minutes.
Those have been all over my feed on TikTok, and I'm
Oh, but
like,
they're so good.
why do I need that
Fantastic.
right now? Like,
It's
why do I need
so
that
good.
right
Yes.
this second? My God.
Yes.
Okay, do you feel like Epic has a place for younger kids, or do you feel like it's ultimately like geared for teens and like young adults, not necessarily young ones?
As a mom of 3 small children, I'm waiting to take my kids.
Yeah.
They tried.
Yeah.
They have a cute little playground in the How to Train Your Dragon section. It's adorable.
Mhm.
But I'm not paying the money that I would pay to take my kids to Epic for a playground. And the majority
Yeah.
of the rides are really geared. They have higher height requirements, and even the ones that don't just aren't. It's a lot.
They're thrill rides. They're thrill rides over there. And so even if they are meeting those height requirements, if you've got a kid that can barely get through, Thunder Mountain in Disney World, then there's no reason they should be on these rides at Epic.
Yeah. They can ride what's the one ride in the Mario Land? The little Mr.
Yogi?
Yeah, the
Or
Yogi
whatever,
thing.
whatever his name.
Whatever,
Yes, his little
Yoshi.
Easter egg thing. Like
Yoshi,
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Sorry, I don't do Mario.
It's a cute little ride, but that's literally all that one of my kids could ride in the entire park. And I'm like,
But even
Oh, the
that has a
carousel.
height requirement.
yeah.
You literally sit inside this moving car
And it's so
and
slow.
you can't even have your kids sit on your lap. Universal does not allow lap sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. And I'm
Okay.
not waiting 300 minutes in a ride in a line with my kids. Like, there's no
No.
way.
No.
Oh my gosh. What would you tell someone that like really loves Disney World, has young kids, like Disney is their life, and they think that Epic is where they want to go next, and they're just so set on that? Would you warn them of these things? Like, what would you tell them? Like, this is not Disney.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is not Disney. Character meet and greets, while they do exist here, are a lot harder. The app does not make it easy to figure out who's going to be and where. You kind of have to ask a cast member. It's not set up for smaller kids to really have much to do at all. They're going to be sitting in a stroller for most of the day or at the playground. But like I said, you're going to pay $200+ per person to take your kid to a playground. And that's just not,
Yeah.
it's not it for me.
Nope.
And my kids want to go
Katie,
so bad.
Oh, I know. I want to go so bad, but I'm like trying to let them work out the kinks. I'm like, I want to go and it be like the best experience. So like, I'm trying to wait.
Yep.
Katie, when you went, you stayed at one of the on-property hotels. Which one was that?
I did. I stayed at Stella Nova and it was amazing. It's one of their cheaper resorts. It's more expensive than like Dockside or things over there. Benefit, you get early park entry, you're walking distance to the parks. You don't have to deal with transportation like the bus. You can just walk across the street, but keeping in mind that it is a main road and it can get busy because you're literally crossing the road that people are taking to get to the ticket booth to pay for parking. Um, so you can walk. Be careful. It's like playing, Frogger across the road.
Even though it was a
They
cheaper
had,
hotel, did any perks come with that?
well, I didn't get anything specifically. I don't know if it was just because I stayed like 2 weeks after it opened or what, but the guy, because I did a very late check-in because I went to Epic prior to my check-in. I didn't even get there till like 11 o'clock at night. And the guy was like, I have one room and I can upgrade you to it. It's not an actual upgrade because they only have two rooms there that you can book. But it was ninth floor, which is their top floor, and it was looking out at Epic. So like you can see Helios, you can see all the different tops of the portals.
Oh,
So it's
cute.
almost like having a theme park view, but you got to look at the parking lot too. But it is kind of nice because you can see all of the portals lit up at night and stuff. So I'd say it was kind of a benefit, I guess.
I will say, unless you're staying at Helios, all of the Universal hotels are going to have basically the same perks. So even if you
Yeah,
are at Dockside or Cabana Bay, you're still going to get early entry
yeah,
and you're still going to have transportation to the parks. And it's oftentimes
yeah.
cheaper to stay at one of the other hotels. So
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys feel like Epic requires, or really you should have a travel agent for that park? I know, people go to Disneyland, people go to Disney World, and they're like, I've been a million times, I know what I'm doing, and they can book it themselves. Power to you. But Epic specifically, do you feel like there is a huge benefit and almost like a need for a travel agent for that park?
Yes. For
absolutely.
sure. Hands down.
It's brand new. And even though we're learning it as we go, we've been there and we've done the training. So we've looked in depth on
Yep.
how to do this. We have all of the knowledge that you're not going to get from just watching our podcast. We want to sit here and we want to tell you about it, but we can't like break it down for you on that personal level that we would be able to do if we're working with you as your travel agent. Like I can give
Yeah.
you all of my tips, all of my tricks, and basically like what I would do, where I would start because I've done it.
Yep.
Whereas
Yep.
if you've never been there, I mean, you're just kind of walking in blind, and you're gonna waste a lot of your day kind of figuring the park out. We've already done that. We've
Yep.
spent our days figuring it
Yeah.
out.
So as you can tell, based on the information you got from Melissa and Katie, that Epic isn't just another theme park. It's not just a day at the theme park, a roller coaster here and there. There's a lot more to it, a lot of details, and a lot of things matter. Where you stay, where you start in the park, which area you should go to first, which area you should go to last, what's worth your time, an express pass, a park-to-park ticket. All of those details matter. So, of course, we recommend using a travel agent, and we all happen to be one. So if you guys need any help or have any questions, we are here for that. We will post videos and photos from their experiences at the end of this podcast, so stay tuned to the end. So in about 2 weeks, around February 13th, you will hear our next podcast. We're going to be talking all things summer promos. Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Disney World. Lots of huge promotions have recently dropped, and there are tons of ways to save you money. If you've been thinking about a trip or always wanted to take a cruise, now would be the time to do so. So tune in about 2 weeks, and you guys will see all the promos and all the money that we can save you. As always, thanks again for tuning in. We're having a lot of fun doing this, and I really hope you guys are having fun watching us. We're learning as we go, but we just love to be able to share our tips with you guys and just come on here and talk about the things that we love most. So thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.
And that's a cut.